Hello, doll family. Welcome back to Super Buddies Forever. I was out thrifting one day and I got a hold of this grab bag. Very cheap price, but when I held the dolls, they just felt so full of quality, especially in the clothes. Now, the girl on the right with the blonde hair really reminded me of Grace. And at the time, I did not know that it was a toner, but I was thinking it was a toner. And it was so cheap, I thought, I just want to take this home and touch it and see what this doll is all about. And this one, because it looks like Grace, kind of got personal for me, and I thought that would be cute. This other doll here, which turns out to be a Gene, I had no idea what this was. But this is just a story about these dolls and something new I thought was interesting, and I just wanted to share. And
so as I was saying there, definitely this doll stood out to me quite wonderfully. Doesn't she look like Grace? Maybe I'm partial, but I'd never held a toner doll, never seen one. This was a pretty cool experience, especially for such a little amount of money in a Goodwill grab bag. And I was very interested. I really wasn't interested in that doll besides the outfit, just because it was personal, and this one looked like Grace. I checked out the clothes. Exquisite. Look at pantyhose, everything. Little corsage type thing there. This is definitely adult stuff, not for little kids. Real buttons, little rhinestones. Like, that fabric is so beautifully embroidery, something like that. And loved it. And then I was playing, and I undid them. I was trying to fit those clothes on that clothes to see if they interchange, because I wanted those clothes, right? They don't fit. And two things happened. Well, I got her naked, and this happened first. You can see this one's right. Let me show you a picture right here.
Now, it could have been weakened already. Maybe I didn't notice, but I did check it out at once when I got it, but I don't know. Then I forgot because it sat on the shelf. But boy, did it ever bite me, and it bit me quick, like a paper cut.
I cut my finger. It's maybe even a little bit still there, so I'm luckily getting caught up in my stuff. It turned me right off. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This now, it could be Arizona. It was in storage and it dried up a little bit. I don't know. I can't explain it. But it just didn't look good. And it was both knees. Like, this one's about ready to go. And so it was when I went like this, it just hacked me open. Wasn't impressed by that at all. Secondly, I looked up clothing for this doll, because I thought, I'm going to be open-minded and maybe buy her some clothes, fit her up like Grace. And then I found out there was many different bodies. This is Tyler Wentworth, but there's like 7 or 8 different toner bodies, and it just seemed confusing. And then add this knee thing. I wasn't having it. So she's a beautiful doll, and I'm going to keep her head. Not sure what I'll do with her. Otherwise, maybe glue this up, put a nice outfit on her, keep her because she looks pretty with Grace. I don't know. The clothes got complicated. And then just something else happened. We'll call it Dolly Magic. So I got, this one was in there. So I found out through the tags and whatever. It was really cool. So she came just like this. She's only got part of her stand. She's a little dusty under there. On the crinoline, I mean. That sounded bad. And she's got part of her stand. She's missing a shoe. Luckily, through the costume was how I was able to find her very easily, and this having all this information. So Gene Marshall. So I looked it up. Looked up the everything, and let's just say Dolly Magic. Looking at the adult perspective of this here doll and her clothes, she's fashioned after old Hollywood, so all her fashions will be old Hollywood. All her friends are old Hollywood. I don't know everything, so by all means you guys jump in with your thoughts on either of these, because this is really what this is all about, and just sharing something that was fun to me. So I watched this video, and I think if you want a thorough explanation and why the moment I fell in love, it's going to be right here. I'll tag it up here and have a look. It is the actual artist and creator, Mel Odom, getting interviewed. It's not too old either. And the one thing he said is, he said for all the dolls and all the companies that this progressed through, her doll, he always wanted the clothes to match every single doll. Always the clothes to match, no changes. That moment was like, now that's thinking about your customers, because these clothes are not inexpensive. They kind of ranged about $40-$50, I think, to begin with, and now they're anywhere from $20 to $80-$90. Some of the specialty ones are $300. Very interesting looking. So if you watch that movie or that interview, that moment I was like, that is just a caring business person who did the right thing by the customer, and that just makes things less complicated. And I don't know, as a Barbie, I play with all them sizes, the curvies and all that stuff, Skipper, that's fun, and you can tear clothes and fix them and buy new ones cheap. But when you're buying stuff at this price point, I'm not a rich person, I'm comfortable, we're okay, we're smart, I can't afford to just be buying different clothes for all different lines, if that makes sense. And that just meant something to me. So that interview is fabulous, and then I started to look at her deeper, looked up her clothes on eBay. I actually admit, I even bought a book because I had some points on my Amazon. Apparently this is not a historical book, this is more as if Jean herself is telling the story, and it has pictures and everything. I just got it yesterday. It's secondhand. So I read the reviews on Amazon, said that it's a fun book even for if you don't collect the dolls. Oh, see, she's got friends. Miss Maudra Lord. She's got a boyfriend named Trent, I think. Something like that. I don't have it all up. So I'm obviously curious. Points to get a book to check it out. Her fashions are gorgeous. And I also admit, I did find a pair of shoes I think are the same. So in keeping her, I can have her shoes in the base for her thing. So she is because I should say this outfit otherwise is intact, and the outfits come with jewelry and earrings. I think this is just a basic doll. Oh yeah, that came with it. Just a basic Jean doll who would have came in a bathing suit or something. I don't know. Her hair I thought was factory done because there's thread, which is interesting to learn from. See the thread, not elastics. But I can't find this hairstyle on anything. I searched. So I don't, I think she's a basic and somebody did her hair. If you know different, please let me know. They do have eyelashes. That was something he said in the video too, in the interview. They've got to have eyelashes. A little teeny bit wonky, but not too bad. I'm thinking a little hot water on my finger. I can train them better. She needs a cleanup. I don't know, guys and girls. From an adult doll perspective, collector, I just like it. It's just something. It's different. It's like ready to go. It's everything included. Luggage, baggage, clothes, and I don't want to change a thing. Her friends are beautiful. Yeah, it's just looking on eBay, Googling, Amazon. Well, Amazon doesn't have much. So tell me what you think and your experience with these. A lot of stuff is like, oh, my mom, I seen on Instagram pictures, my mom collected those and collects those, whatever. Kind of funny because I'm like, okay, well, I'm somebody's mom, so I can be a part of that, right? Look at the lining. And then this crinoline underneath is separate, and it has its own buttons and snaps too. And that's when I knew, so her waist is thinner than this one's waist. Distinctly different. This one is taller too, the Tyler, and this is 15.5. That was an interesting story too. And he said he wanted this to feel in an adult's hand the way a Barbie felt in a kid's hand, and I found that interesting. Lots of interesting stuff in that video. Thank you to the artist Mel for doing that, and the interviewer who did a wonderful job. So, and just getting back into fun. This is just something I found that led to something else, or is leading to something else, that's for sure. This hacienda outfit is gorgeous. I love it. The colors, the fabrics, I wish you could reach out and touch all that. So tell me what you think. Jean, Tonner fan. I know lots of people have Tonner. If you know more about Tonner, want to share that, by all means put that in the comments, because people read this stuff. I especially read it, and go from there and see. She got some big hands. Very detailed hands. So yeah, let me know. Oh, and clothes fitting. So these do not fit. Here's typical hashtag as it is windy. These clothes do not fit her. Or no, sorry. These clothes do not fit her. They're too small. But these will go on here. They obviously just will not be as tight. Is that the way it goes? Now I'll correct that down at the bottom. Either way, these are complicated. I'm not going to look them up. I'll kind of stick with Gene Marshall. Superstar. Let me just take a minute and break right in there right now so I don't forget and leave us all hanging, because I was kind of curious too. I've been holding off doing some of this until I could do video for you. So there is the Tyler Wentworth clothing on the Gene doll. It was it fits okay. It's a little loose up in here, which then shows that obviously it would be too tight on that. The pantyhose are significantly different in ways. This is a little stretched out, but in terms of other stuff, you can see this is the Gene and this is the Tyler Wentworth. It's still slightly different, and legs, just for visuals. And this was a little hard to put her, maybe just a little terrifying. It's like, now that I know they cost more, I'm all nervous about breaking shoulders. But let me add in here, she was first made by Ashton Drake company, one of those catalogs. I know my grandmother used to have them. I used to love looking at them. And that was like this. I don't know when. At some point they started wait a minute. First, knees. The knees are definitely made in a better way that I prefer. Okay, so see how those got the hinges, and that's gonna bust right there. That's how those are made. These are quite interesting. Of all the articulated dolls I have, none are made quite like that, and your knee even still looks pretty when you bend it. So it seems like those were always there, I think, mostly from the beginning. And then somewhere in there they started making articulation here. And then when they went over to Integrity Toys, which was interesting because I see that on Instagram all the time, had no clue that Integrity made these at some point too with Jason Wu. Then they articulated here and here, and that made it probably easier to dress and more posable, obviously, which I think is really fascinating too. And as a matter of what I did find out since, is the one body through Tonner is called Alex. How cute is that? An Alex female doll does fit these, from what I'm hearing and reading, and that's kind of nice to know, just to know and share. So there you have it. Continue on now, folks. Don't forget to pipe in some ideas and opinions and all your good stuff. For that 15.5 inches, that's her. I think Tonner's the same. Do they call them 16-inch though? I'm not sure. But here's a comparison to your regular size Barbie doll. Quite a bit of height difference. Now we can see the differences between the waist, thighs are a little bigger, and what have you, just to know that the clothes don't fit. Curiosity was shoes. Now I only have one shoe. This is definitely a Gene shoe, but I put it on the Tyler Wentworth. Close. There's a funny name for that. It's little doggy hairs. It slides because there's so many Tonner shoes, and Tonner shoes can get very, very interesting. I guess I'd have to look at Tyler Wentworth to figure it out. Toe hang. Definitely, we got some toe hang happening there. If you tied it up, probably work out well. I unfortunately don't have one of her shoes to try on her to see how that goes. Maybe somebody can offer me some advice on that. And because if she gets a couple shoes in the future, they got really, really fancy shoes. Who's my friend Nefertiti? She, I know, is into those shoes, and for her BBB girl and her favorite dolly, and she's got big feet, so yeah, I'm hoping to get some information from her. So that's height differences. Quite a different kind of experience. Hope you've enjoyed this doll chit chat for an interesting find that I found for next to nothing that has turned into an interesting story, I think, and y'all know how I love stories. All right, SBF family, see you next time.